Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus A330 pilot, and welcome back to the iniBuilds Airbus A330. Today we're going to fly from iniBuilds' brand new Dallas Fort Worth airport on the Lufthansa flight 439 on the A330-300 over to Frankfurt. This is going to be a lovely 9-hour flight, so I'd say without any further ado we are going to get right into it. Now we are going to start, as always, by cross-checking our flight plan, and here's what it is going to look like today. So we are going to depart Dallas, and we have a rather southerly routing today, which is because of the lovely winds that we've got on today's flight. If we have a look into the significant weather chart, we can see that we are flying along this lovely jet stream with up to 125 knots over here, even up to almost 150 knots. However, that always does come with a little bit of turbulence that we have to fly through. Later on, across the North Atlantic, we are looking at another couple of jet streams, and there's one over here with a core in flight level 290, and then there's another one with a core in level 190, and I'm completely honest with you, in so many years of flying, this is the very first time I'm seeing a jet stream in these low levels over here. Definitely gonna research that one and what's been going on over here. In any case, we can see that the general weather is located pretty low today, with even the tropopause being around flight level 300. Finally, leaving the North Atlantic, we are entering Irish and then British airspace across Belgium into Frankfurt. So, because of all this low winds, we are going to be flying pretty low today, but let's start with the local airport weather first. And departing Dallas, we've got southerly winds at 6 knots, 9 degrees, and a rather high QNH. And then looking into Frankfurt and the weather forecast for tomorrow, we've got general wind from the northeast and probably some low overcast tomorrow, but overall the weather should be fine tomorrow morning. Alright, with that out of the way, there is that Prop 40 tempo over here. Now, Prop 40 tempo is something you can ignore if you absolutely want to. However, I would probably take it into consideration today, because we generally got this snow-like coverage, and that's 1,200 meters visibility in snow with broken clouds in 100 feet. So, if that happens, we know Germany airports are closing pretty quickly over there. Now, looking into our alternates then, we got Stuttgart over here, and they have that very same Prop 40 tempo until tomorrow noon, but definitely within our expected arrival time. Now, Düsseldorf is quite a bit better over here. They just report light snow broken 400 until 0800 UTC, which is roughly our arrival time. So Düsseldorf a little bit better there than Stuttgart. Now, Hahn, as we can see over here, is actually quite okay. They do have the snow. Well, they do have tempo snow. Disregard that, actually. Okay, no, it's not. It's the same conditions kinda everywhere. Alright, our ETOPS alternates on the other end side, pretty typical winter weather in St. John's, and Shannon is, well, kinda okay, but definitely approaching the crosswind limitations over there. Alright, so with all of that in mind, we are leaving Dallas at 22:15 and landing in Frankfurt half an hour ahead of schedule if everything goes right. We are right there at the maximum takeoff weight, so not all that much that we can actually do, taking that weather into account. We are planned in flight level 350 for the entire flight, which is number one, because the winds are so low, and that is actually saving us flight time, and number two, because the iniBuilds 330 doesn't support time acceleration, and thus I'm recording this one in real time, and I do want to go to sleep without having to set an alarm clock. But with the low winds, it kind of fits to stick to the low flight levels. Mach 8.2 is planned as a constant Mach number for the entirety of the flight. And then going down into the fuel section, we got 64.3 plus taxi, so basically 65 tons. We can't really take any extra anyway, so let's just make it 65.5, and then we simply have to have a look at the weather when we're en route, and if it turns out that Germany is closing airports, then we just have to divert, well, early. And that's about everything there is. So generally 65.5 is going to be our fuel, and overall An interesting weather condition for today's flight, but definitely a doable one. Alright, then let's board our A330 through the one left galley. Lovely galley, by the way, used by Horizon. They are just doing awesome repaints. And then let's get into the flight deck over here and take a seat. By the way, do note the beautiful terminal modeling over here, and all of that while obtaining really good frame rates. So iniBuilds have definitely done a good job on the very first impression on Dallas over here. But let's see how that's going to go throughout the flight. So we are, as always, going to start with our preliminary cockpit preparation procedure, and that's engine master levers off, start selector norm, the weather radar is off, landing gear lever down, wipers off. Now let's see, battery voltage is above 25.5 on all three batteries, so let's turn them on. And let's also get the external power going. While the airplane is slowly powering up, let's have a very quick look down into the EFB. Download that Simri flight plan, Lufthansa 439, Dallas to Frankfurt, and then we can check that we've got the EFB over here. Next, let's go to the payload page and download the Simbrief data. For the fuel, we said we wanted 65,500, and that's bringing us right up there to the maximum takeoff weight. Okay, apply that load please, and you can make that an instant load. Thank you very much. Like that. Alright, live gross weight 233.3, that's 300 above the max takeoff weight, but we have 500 kilos of taxi fuel, so we'll be right up there at the max takeoff weight. Okay, then let's go ahead and request boarding in GSX, and while that's ongoing, we can go down to the takeoff calculations. Runway 17 right is our planned takeoff runway. And all of that is looking good. You can synchronize the current weather, and for the weight we're going to go with 233 tons, air conditioning off, config 2 takeoff, calculate, and surprise, we can take off. Pretty high takeoff speeds, but that is to be expected, and then we've got all this stuff in the EFB done. Alright, so with that done, let's go ahead and continue with our setup. So the ATIS 1, 2, 3 are going on. APU fire test is looking good. For our frequencies, we want to listen to VHF 1, VHF 2, and the interphone like that. And let's also turn the speaker up a little bit like this. Alright, so that stuff is done. Then let's go ahead and let's see what's up next. We did the APU fire test. The RS mode selectors are in nav. So lights are all coming on, and this is already looking good. Floodlights also coming on, because we will definitely need them during the night. Okay, ACARS. Let's see. So we got an A330-300 Trans 700 engine, enough database is up to date. We can delete any of those stored elements down there, and then go on to the init page, init request. Here we go, Dallas, Frankfurt, Lufthansa 439, Altnet Stuttgart for the time being. We'll see where we are eventually going to go to. Alright, all that stuff is checked, and that's looking good. So let's see about the ECAM. We got oxygen pressure checked, hydraulic quantities are okay, engines. Let's power up the FADEC. Here we go, oil quantity is good. Alright, lovely. So flaps are up, that agrees with the lever, and the spoilers are retracted. Then let's quickly check that park and brake. Okay, all the brakes are looking good, and park and brake is set again. Alright, beautiful. Then all that good stuff is done, so let's go right into the cockpit preparation procedure. Flash recorder, ground control, crew supply on, evacuation switch on captain, and up here everything is set. Now we got the middle, refueling is complete, so the fasten seatbelt sign is coming on. We don't need the APU just yet. Fueling is complete, so let's turn on the fuel pumps. Engine fire test is looking good, and everything else in the middle is set. The right hand side is also set, and up here we do want the PA to record that stuff. Flight recorder test, unfortunately not simulated. Alright then, so the QNH is 3034. Like that. 28th of January, 26 is good. Down here everything's set. Up here everything's set. Down here everything is set. The middle is set. The right hand side is set. Alright, then let's start with our FMS setup. So SimBrief dispatch, view flight. And here we go. So we are departing Dallas and we're heading over to Frankfurt, alternate Stuttgart, Lufthansa 439, cost index, well, it will be Mach 0.82, so we can disregard that cost index for the time being. Cruise level 350 is also checked. For our flight plan, we are departing Dallas, runway 17 right, and our SID is the Trinity 4 departure. Is that how you call it? Probably is. Or Triton 4, that's probably it. And we'll take the loose transition, insert, and for the arrival in Frankfurt we're looking for an ILS from 07 right with the Incom 1 Delta arrival. That one. Alright, Delta Fox 654 transition. Alright, insert that. Now for the emergencies, let's go ahead and add a new waypoint, which is going to be DFWX. Don't ask me. We'll call it 1. So that's going to be KDFW17 right slash. Let's see what the runway track is going to be. 161. And 25 miles straight ahead. PVD point store. Thank you. Alright, secondary flight plan. Copy active. DFWX1. Like that. Including a holding. 161 right hand turns, 1 minute lag time, that's good, and immediate return, KDFW. We're departing 17 right, so we'll probably also be landing on that one, insert. Good, so for our flight plan page, fix info, KDFW17 right, radial 161 for the runway track, and then we got DFWX1 for the reference fix. That's looking good. Alright, in it, next page, 167.8 is the plant zero fuel weight, 25 CG block fuel, we've got 65.5. Like that, average wind is a tailwind of 51 knots, like this. And for the fuel figures, we got an alternate of 3 and final 2.3. Like that. Alright, on to the performance, config to takeoff, and we have 45-degree flags. Like that, and our speeds are going to be 160, 169, 171. Transition 18,000 is correct. Now let's see, the field elevation is 640, then the reduction and acceleration are okay, and we'll use 2100 for the engine out acceleration, derated climb 1, and KDFW17 right, in case of an immediate return. Optimum 352, maximum 363, that is looking good, so cruise level 350 is good. Then let's just go ahead and cross-check our departure. So, flight planner, we need KDFW. Here we go, Dallas Fort Worth. And departures 17 right. Here we go, Triton 4. Select. Okay, so initially heading 176 to intercept 155 inbound to Sparrow, which is what we got in here, and then towards J-Girl above 5,000. Get that on a plan mode, please. Okay, those 5,000 probably going to be impossible with noise abatement 2, so let's recalculate that. slash 3500. This is probably gonna go better. Well, those calculations don't make sense. Look at that, 3480 over Sparrow, and then 3310 over J-Girl? That makes no sense. Alright, we'll ignore those, and we'll just pretend. Alright, so quartz is checked, and then we continue towards Tridge, Jax, and Triton, and from there towards Loose. Alright, that's all looking good. Lone Star departure 1855 will be our departure frequency. All the rest is checked, and that's all looking fantastic. Alright, then we just need a couple airport charts, so we'll go for the ground chart. Let's see about the parking chart. APC Central Terminal, okay. So that's gotta be this one, and that's everything done. So, 6,499 miles. Let's just quickly go ahead and cross-check our Atlantic crossing. So, we're going via NAT Uniform. Here's the track message. That's from Porty to 47 North 50 West. That is checked. Then we continue towards 49 North 40 West, that's also checked. 50 North 30 West is also checked. 51 North 20 West is also checked. And then we got Dinim and Elzox. Okay, those are all looking good. 4,699 miles, and in the fly plan we have 4,705 miles. That is absolutely alright. Disregard that estimated fuel remaining down there. I don't think that it is calculating with proper winds, and that's it. Alright. So, flight directors on. We can select the VOR's initial, probably 5,000 or so, but we'll get that from departure. And then we can set our QNH 3034, like that. And here we go. Alright, beautiful. So with that, we've completed our setup. Let's go ahead and grab the ATIS, and then we can go for our departure clearance. So, AGC and ATIS, departure 135925. Okay, information kilo is on board. Let's call for clearance. What's their call sign? I think it's just Dallas, isn't it? That's one of the points that I prefer on Jeppesen charts. They actually tell you the exact call sign. Dallas ground, Lufthansa 4399 information kilo, request IFR clearance to Frankfurt. And obviously it should have been delivery, but it's the delivery frequency. They know what we are doing.
Clearance on request, you're number one. Lufthansa 439 Heavy, cleared to Frankfurt via the Triton 4 departure. Radar vectors course then as filed. Departure runway 17 right. Initial climb to 10,000. Departure on 118.55. Squawk 1661.
Lufthansa 439 Heavy is cleared to Frankfurt via the Triton 4 departure. Runway 17 right. Climb maintain 10,000. Departure 118.55. Squawk 1661. Okay, 17 right, Triton 4, is confirmed. Climbing 10,000.
439 heavy, read back correct.
Then 1855. Like that. And finally, what else? 1661. Okay, that's all looking fantastic. Then let's start with the departure briefing. So we're leaving Frankfurt, we're leaving Dallas, runway 17 right on the Triton 4 departure, climbing 10,000. The MSA today is going to be 3,600 in the south, 2,700 in the north, and extra fuel and time, we've basically got 5 minutes. So, for our taxi, we've got no hotspots, except that it is an airport that we haven't really been to much before. Stop margin in case of an RTO, probably 100 meters or so, and our engine out sits straight at 25 miles, pick up the holding, just with a small error over here. It tells me initial bearing 161, but that is obviously wrong. So might just redraw that line. So 176 seems to be the runway heading. Let's quickly correct for that. So all that stuff down here can go. Okay, let's see. If we enter 176, what does that look like? Yeah, that's the extended center line. That's looking better. Alright, yeah, then we got that one, and if we need to make an immediate return, we're right at the maximum takeoff weight, so far above the max landing weight. However, 4,000 meters of runway is sufficient so that we can just return immediately if necessary. Overweight landing procedure if we have the time for it, and generally I'm only going to return if there is anything unextinguishable, so unextinguishable fires. Apart from that, we do have that first 5,000 foot above restriction that we gotta deal with. So how are we gonna do that? Well, noise abatement procedure number 1 is going to make the initial climb a little bit steeper, and then we'll only accelerate a bit later. Apart from that, not much that we can actually do about this. And that's it. Any questions or suggestions? Nope. Alright, so that's our briefing completed. Then let's close that door, and let's tell GSX to prepare the position for pushback and departure once the APU is running. Okay, lovely. So, cockpit preparation checklist, please. Gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity. That's 65,500 kilograms balanced. Seatbelts on, ADRs, nav, bow ref, QNH 3034. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Then let's also do the NUT HLA guideline. Aircraft acceptance, ETOPS pre-departure service check is checked. RBSM equipment checked. Clock and GPS mode checked. HF checked. Message log erased. ADS-C armed. ATC auto position report off. IRS full alignment performed. Ground speed checked 0. NUT HLA waypoints on OFP versus primary flight plan cross-checked. Wind data entered. And that's the guideline complete prior to oceanic entry. Okay, that's all looking fairly good so far. Then let's get rid of all that stuff. The APU is coming. In the meantime, let's say hello to our guests. Liebe Fluggäste, einen wunderschönen guten Abend aus dem Cockpit. Hier spricht Ihr Kapitän. Mein Name ist Emanuel, im Namen der Lufthansa darf ich Sie herzlich an Bord unseres Airbus A330-300 auf unserem gemeinsamen Flug nach Frankfurt willkommen heißen. Die Flugzeit heute wird etwa 9 Stunden und 5 Minuten betragen. Wir erwarten einen ruhigen Flug und eine pünktliche Ankunft. Lehnen Sie sich jetzt zurück, machen Sie es sich bei uns an Bord gemütlich und dann melden wir uns im Anflug auf Frankfurt mit dem neuesten Wetter bei Ihnen. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emanuel. In the name of Lufthansa, welcome aboard our Airbus A330-300 on our flight to Frankfurt. Today's flight time will be 9 hours and 5 minutes, expecting a smooth flight at a cruising altitude of 35,000 feet. We will get back here with the latest weather when we start the approach into Frankfurt. In the meantime, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And if there is anything we can do for you to make it more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew members. Okay, APU veil. Bleed on, ground power off. And let's see, ground connections. Remove chocks and toggle GPU. And removing the chocks isn't working, then we just gotta do it manually here. If you would be so kind. Come on, we just had a click spot somewhere here. Okay, then we do it from the back. Here we go, chocks removed. Okay, lovely. Can we arm the slides anywhere here? Doesn't look like it, huh? Okay, that's fine. Alright, cool. So, the load sheet should have arrived by now. Let's see, we got a 0 fuel weight of 1678 and a CG of 26.8. And we got 1678/26.8. Alright, takeoff CG 26.1 and that 28.1. Okay, now it makes sense. And that is checked. And with that, takeoff 233, that's all looking good. Trim 3.4 up. Like that. Alright, beautiful. Then let's call ground and get our pushback clearance. Dallas ground, Lufthansa 439 Heavy, request pushback and startup.
Lufthansa 439 Heavy, pushback and startup approved. Tail east.
Pushback and startup approved, tail east, Lufthansa 439. Okay, E4 start checklist, park and brake, set, takeoff speeds and thrust, V1 160, VR 169, V2 171, flex 45, Windows, closed, beacon on, B4 start checklist complete, ground flight deck, push and start approved, tail east, and park and brake set. Roger, so that's nose left, and please release park and brake. Park and brake released. Roger, start the pushback, off block at 19, that's 4 minutes delay, and please stand by for engine start. Stand by. Alright, here we go. And if I may just say so, that terminal is looking really, really good.
Cabin crew, arm doors, and cross-check. Welcome on board. We ask that you now take a moment to familiarize yourself with the safety procedures. When opening the overhead compartments, please ensure that no items fall out. Smaller items may also be placed under the seat in front of you. Please fasten your seatbelt and pull it tight. If a shoulder harness is provided, please fasten it as well for takeoff and landing, as turbulence may occur at any time.
Alright, we clear the road, then we are ready for engine start. So ground, start sequence will be 1 then 2, and that sequence. And we're ready for engine 1. Clear 1. Engine 1 start.
All carry-on baggage on board. In the event of an evacuation, floor-level lighting will guide you to the exits.
American 2403, give way to the company 737 on your right.
We'll give way to the company 737, American 2403.
If you see a red strap,
American 651, give way to the company 737.
mask over your nose and mouth and secure it with an elastic band.
Giving way to the company 737, American 651.
Life vests are located under your seat.
United 2990, give way to the American 737 on your
Wrap
right.
the attached strap around your waist, fasten it, and pull it
Give way
tight.
to the American 737,
Once outside the
United
aircraft, inflate the life
2290.
vest by pulling down on the red tabs.
American
You may also inflate it
979er,
using
give
the
way
red
to the
oil
company
inflation tube.
A320.
The slides may be used as flotation devices.
Alright, that looks like we got a good start in engine number 1, starting engine number 2.
Charging
Clear 2, and the pushback is completed, set brakes please.
Give way to the company
Electronic devices must be
A320.
set to flight mode or complete.
So, brake set, and starting engine 2.
If an electronic
320,
device becomes
American
lodged on your
2491.
seat,
Engine 2
do
start.
not move the seat, as this may damage the device. If an electronic
So,
device
just a lifter down there, and they're already disconnected. Excellent.
Via spot 10,
laptops
Kilo,
and other
Zulu,
items must
Foxtrot,
be stowed in
Whiskey
carry-on
Hotel.
baggage for takeoff and landing. Important safety
Runway
information,
18 left,
including brakes
via
position,
spot 10,
vent
Kilo Zulu, Foxtrot, Whiskey Hotel, American 36.
The card is located at your seat.
Report 5
Please take a
taxi.
moment now to review it. We We will be ready for departure
American
shortly.
1425,
Electronic
runway
devices
18
must
left
not be
taxi
connected to the
via
power
spot
supply
22,
during taxi,
Kilo, Zulu,
takeoff, and landing.
Foxtrot, Whiskey Hotel.
Please ensure that your tray table, remote control, and monitor
Runway
are
18
properly
left
stowed.
taxi via spot 22.
Place your
So that's
seatbelt
the
in upper
tuck
position.
drifting across the apron.
You are legally required to comply with illuminated
American
signs,
651,
post-it
give way to
notices,
the
and
company
instructions given by the
737.
crew. Please open your window
We have 2 good engine starts. Please prepare the airplane for taxi. See you with the clear signal on the right hand side and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Ground American 2664 taxi.
Here we go. Engine is available.
American 2664, taxi to parking via Alpha 5, Alpha Kilo, spot 42.
Alpha 5, Alpha Kilo, spot
Okay, clear signal.
4.
Down there he is, and he's holding a pin, running away after start checklist. ATIS off, ecom status, checked, pitch trim, 28.1%, rudder trim,
American 24901,
neutral, after start checklist complete.
on your left.
Giving way to the company A320 American 24901.
Lufthansa 439, request taxi.
American 2877 ready to taxi.
American 2877, runway 18 left taxi via spot 43, Kilo, Zulu, Foxtrot, Whiskey Hotel. Lufthansa 439, heavy runway 17 right taxi via spot 142, Golf, Yankee Kilo, Echo Golf.
Spot 142, Golf Yankee Kilo Echo Golf, runway 17 right, Lufthansa 439 heavy. Alright, Golf Yankee Kilo Echo Golf. Let's see what that looks like. And spot 142. So there's Golf Yankee Kilo Echo Golf. Now we just gotta check for that spot.
American 979er, give way to the company.
And that's right. Interesting. 142 over here. Okay. So straight ahead, right on the Golf. Okay. That's looking good. Clear left side. Clear right side. Let's go. So the real one does taxi and idle, even at max takeoff weight. The simulated one does not. Then we need some thrust. Brake check.
American 2403, give way to the company.
Pressure 0.
We'll give way to the company 737, American 2403.
Alright, so straight out, that's spot 142, and then off to the right onto Golf. When we are on Golf and clear of the apron, we can start with a flight control check.
American 979er, give way to the company A320.
American 979er.
171 ready for push and start.
By the way, an interesting little feature in the iniBuilds A330 over here is that the screens are pretty dark. And some of you are complaining about that, but I can tell you firsthand that this is pretty realistic. Many A330 operators have dimmed their displays down so that they, well, kinda are at this level of brightness. It sometimes is really annoying, especially when you're wearing sunglasses, because, well, if you've got glasses that make the outside decent, it will be almost impossible to read your displays. That's why many Airbus pilots actually have sunglasses which are split. The upper half is toned, the lower half is not, so that you can actually read those displays. And that's not a bug, that's a feature.
American 737 United 2290.
Okay, so,
979er, give way to the company A320.
gotta say, that terminal looks pretty good over here, doesn't it?
We'll give way to the company A320 American 979er.
I really do like it.
Ready to taxi.
The apron also looks typical iniBuilds quality. I mean, that is what we've come to expect from them. However, I have to admit that I would like a little bit more dirt and stuff over here. But then again, I am using a preview version to record this video, so knowing iniBuilds, they are doing stuff like that a lot post-release, so I would absolutely not be surprised if they are going to add that little bit of weathering on the apron.
Whiskey Mike, Golf, spot 124.
Okay, so give me that ground shot again.
Spot 124, American 1244.
We're currently northbound in Golf.
American 651,
And then
give way
Yankee
to
is
the
going to be the
company
second
ahead.
taxiway behind the apron. Okay.
Heading way to the company 737 American.
So, flight controls. Full up. Full down. Neutral.
Spirit Wings 2171, runway 18 right
Full
taxi
left.
via spot 48, Kilo, Zulu, Foxtrot, Whiskey.
Full right. Neutral. Rudder.
Runway 18 right, taxi via spot 48, Kilo,
Full
Zulu,
left.
Foxtrot, Whiskey Golf, Spirit Wings
Full right.
2171.
Neutral. And of course the plane should not have moved with that.
9er, give way to the company A320 on your left.
Company A320 American 979er.
So, what about that 737 over there? Well, he's clearly in front of us.
Give way to the SkyWest CRJ7 Delta 869er.
Alright, here's Zulu, next is Yankee.
22990, give way to the
So, the right side is clear.
737 on your
The left side is clear once that 737 disappears.
37 United 229er.
Well, let's make that slow, but I think this should be fine now.
American 2009,
Yeah, that's fine, we're clear.
Runway 17 right taxi.
Okay.
via Spot 33, Kilo 9er, Lima.
So, right and turn onto Yankee.
Runway 17 right, taxi via spot 33, Kilo 9er, Lima, Echo Golf, American 2009er.
Ground SkyWest 49er80, taxi to the gate.
SkyWest 49er80, taxi to parking via Alpha 5, Alpha Juliet Alpha, Spot 53.
Alpha 5 Alpha Juliet Alpha spot 53 SkyWest 49er80. American 2791 ready to taxi.
Alright.
American 27901, runway 18 right taxi via Spot 42, Kilo, Zulu, Foxtrot, Whiskey Golf.
Why are my spoilers not armed? Here we go.
Kilo Zulu Foxtrot Whiskey Golf. American
Alright, cabin ready. Taxi checklist.
American 651,
Flight controls,
give way to
checked.
company
Flap
737
setting,
on your left.
config 2, radar and predictive wind shear,
to the company 737
on and auto, engine start selector, norm, ecam memo, takeoff, no blue, taxi checklist complete.
Give way to the American ahead.
Alright, let's see how that bridge is gonna work.
7 United 229er.
Flawless.
Ground, American 1737, taxi to the gate.
American 1737, taxi to parking.
Gotta say I like this.
Quebec, Echo Romeo, Papa, Echo Sierra, Juliet Sierra, Kilo. Spot
Lovely modeling on the bridge over here.
Quebec 8, Quebec, Echo Romeo, Papa, Echo Sierra, Juliet.
Okay, so we continue via Kilo and Echo Golf. Kilo is gonna be left somewhere there.
491, give way to the company A320.
The
Right.
second left, middle line. And then Echo Golf is the second from the end.
20 American 249er1.
7 ready to push.
Friendly 427, cleared for push and start.
Okay, so definitely not on the apron. By the way, lovely business jet apron. We gotta fly here in a business jet.
1950 ready to taxi.
Alright, and then
1950,
Kilo
runway
is left
18
here.
taxi via spot 117, Golf, Yankee, Foxtrot, Whiskey Hotel.
An interesting airport to navigate. Large, but not very difficult. I mean, this is the very first time that I'm flying here, and I gotta say I had no problems here at all.
Giving way to the company 737.
Okay, beautiful. So we got that American A321 departing ahead of us, and then it's going to be our turn behind
Give way
him.
to the American 737 on your left.
Give way to the American 737 United 229er.
American 9er79er, give way to the company A320.
So tell me, how's
on your
that
left.
Kilo turning into Juliet over here? That sign clearly said Kilo on it.
American 1425, give way to the company A320 on your right.
Alright, they wanted us an Echo Golf. That's that one, so let's just swing over here. The right hand side is completely clear.
American 3185, runway 18 left taxi via spot 15, Kilo, Zulu, Foxtrot, Whiskey Hotel.
runway 18 left taxi via spot 15, Kilo Zulu Foxtrot, Whiskey Hotel, American 3185.
American 2439er, give way to the
Alright,
company
Echo
21.
Golf, here we are.
Way to the company 21, American 2439.
Nice tax string here.
Lufthansa 439, heavy contact tower on 124.15, bye-bye.
12415, Lufthansa 439 Heavy, bye bye.
American 2655, give way to the company ahead.
So 12415 and then 1855 departure. Like that. Dallas Tower, Lufthansa 439 Heavy, ready for departure.
Lufthansa 439. Heavy, KDFW Tower, runway 17 right. Hold short, you're number 1 behind the A320.
Holding short 17 right, Lufthansa 439 Heavy. I like this KDFW tower. That's a nice one. That's a nice one.
439. Heavy, say again.
Holding short 17 right, Lufthansa 439 Heavy.
Approaching 17 right.
Okay, the A321 is going. Lovely perspective. Look at how small that 737 is compared to the A330. Sometimes it's easy to lose track of how large those wide bodies actually are. And you only really see it when there is a narrow body next to you. And that is even though many say that the A330 is an entry-level wide body. Like when you compare it to the size of a 777 or something, then you definitely notice that the 777 is quite a bit larger. Right, so the A321 is airborne.
Lufthansa 439. Heavy, runway 17 right. Winds 150 at 6. RNAV Spira, cleared for takeoff.
On after Spira, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff, Lufthansa 439 Heavy. Okay. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway 17 right, Echo Golf. TCAS, TARA, PAX 1 and 2, off.
Cleared to land.
Before takeoff checklist complete. Well, lineup checklist complete.
Streak 5400.
Are you ready? Take off.
On runway 17 right.
American 1750. Winds 140 at 6.
Manflex 45, SRS, runway auto thrust blue.
American 1750, American 1750.
Thrust set. .100 knots, checked. Why are all those taxiway signs suddenly plopping into view? Probably a little LOD issue here.
American 2647, hold short of runway 36 left.
Holding short of runway 36 left, American 2647.
Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. Checked. So the real one needs 15 degrees of pitch. The simulated one unfortunately a little bit less.
Lufthansa 439. Heavy, contact departure.
Over to departure, Lufthansa 439 Heavy. Alright then, bye bye Dallas. See you next time.
Runway 36
Thrust decline 1, auto thrust. Dallas departure, Lufthansa 439 Heavy, passing 2,700, climbing 10,000.
Lufthansa 439 Heavy, Lone Star departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 11,000, turn left heading 105, vectors to Quartz, then on course.
Climb maintain 11,000, left heading 105, Lufthansa 439 Heavy. Heading 11,000 blue. Open climb.
Lufthansa
Flaps
439 Heavy, climb and
Speed
maintain
check.
flight level 210.
Climb maintain level 210, Lufthansa 439. $21,000 blue. Flap 0. Speed checked. Flap 0. Yeah, the other pack will come on momentarily. So you can see, a beam J-girl, we are going to be roughly in 5,000. If we'd kept the flaps out in 1, we'd probably have made it, but since we're on a vector, we no longer need it. Okay, acceleration flow pattern, flaps up, spoilers retracted, gear up, packs on. And reaching 250. That's one of the things I love about the A330. Clean speed at typical takeoff weights is almost 250 knots. That makes it a bit of a challenge, especially when you have to comply with speed restrictions, altitude restrictions, and so on. Lufthansa 439, shall we resume own navigation after Quartz? So, 2,000 feet a minute, just like in the real aircraft. Autopilot 1. Lufthansa 439, shall we resume own navigation?
Lufthansa 439 Heavy, resume navigation as filed.
Thank you, 439. Nav. Oh, it's actually thinking along, starting the left turn straight away. I like that. And climb. I know that every now and then there are people saying that the A330 should climb better, but I can really tell you it doesn't. Especially when you're using climb derate, which you are supposed to do, at even the maximum takeoff weight.
Heavy, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Lufthansa 439, climb and maintain flight level 240. 24,000 blue. So yeah, especially if you're using climb derate, this is exactly what you get off the airplane. Something about 2,000 feet a minute, not more than that. It's an Airbus. And it is a beautiful looking Airbus. I still can't believe that this is actually a default airplane. I mean, default airplanes have always been known to be crap, and this one just absolutely isn't. Quite the opposite indeed. This is such a beautifully looking plane. And yeah, I am really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so let's see about the most important points here. That's the arrival time. 0946. I don't believe you.
Envoy 4230, contact Dallas.
0805.
34.9er.
Okay, no, these calculations are nonsense. Ain't gonna do that.
Envoy 4230.
Let's see. No, constant Mach is not simulated in here, unfortunately. Because we did plan a Mach 0.82 flight, but that should only shove off like 15 minutes compared to the standard. So not really worth even talking about when the FMS calculation is almost 2 hours off.
Dear guests, the lab
Right then, going through 10,000, signs are going off, we are going to keep the lights for the time being, airports,
Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a pleasant flight.
and clear and copy please. Right, copy active, that's all looking good. Then let's quickly insert the ETOPS waypoints as well, and when that is done, we can continue our way to Frankfurt. So,
Lufthansa 439 heavy, climb and maintain flight level 280.
climb maintain flight level 280, Lufthansa 439 heavy. 28,000 blue. Alright then my friends, I'm already gonna say, sit back, relax, enjoy the flight, have a good night, and then I'm looking forward to see you all again on the other side of the pond on the approach into Frankfurt. Good morning, my friends. I hope you spent a pleasant night in our lovely business class, and we are now preparing for the approach into Frankfurt. So we are looking at some interesting weather conditions on our way into Frankfurt over here. Let's go ahead and take a proper seat here, and then we can have a look. So, starting with Frankfurt weather, 030 at 6, slightly variable, 4,300 meters in light snow, Broken 400, Broken 2200, 1 degree QNH 999. So that QNH is new there. Let's just stay like that. The rest is pretty much unchanged. 030 at 61 degrees. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the approach that we are going to fly.
Descend flight level 120, maintain current heading 115 vectors for the ILS runway 7 right approach.
Descend flight level 120, maintain present heading, Lufthansa 439 heavy. Alright, thrust oil, open descent heading. And it's accelerating slightly, that's fine. We do not have any ATC speed restriction. Then let's go ahead and clean up that flight plan, please. Direct 2, Delta Foxtrot 670.
Flight level 110.
Descending flight level 110, Lufthansa 439er. Alright, like that. And radial in 246. Alright, that is looking fantastic. Insert, and here we go.
Lufthansa 439er, contact Frankfurt approach on 118.505.
118.505, Lufthansa 439er. Long radar, Lufthansa 439er heavy, flight level 173, descending level 170. Correction, level 110. Man, this looks beautiful.
Lufthansa 439er, heavy Frankfurt approach identified. Good morning.
Yep, this definitely does look beautiful. Alright then. So let's go ahead and talk about the approach itself, and just a very quick check. 48 miles, flight level 160. Yeah, that's roughly fine. VNAV is showing us a little bit high, but we should be okay where we are right now. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and have a look at the approach. We will fly the ILS runway 07 right, as ATC have just told us.
Speedbird 902 November, contact Frankfurt Tower.
The approach starts in 4,000, which is below the MSA of 4,300. 530 is the minimum. Go around is right turn out, climbing 5,000. Okay, the seatbelts are on already. We do have a couple of icing conditions here, but for now we can turn the engine anti-ice off. And then let's go ahead and talk about the approach briefing. So we have an MSA of 4,300, and it's going to be a radar vectored ILS approach. Why are you trying to slow down? Don't do that. So radar vectored ILS approach runway 07 right. Starting in 4,000, minimum 530, go around right turn out, climbing 5,000, and extra fuel and time is 55 minutes. Well, no, it's not. That does not look right, does it? Well, yeah, kinda. Okay, so it is 55 minutes. Great, flight director guided ILS approach, runway 07 right, flaps full. No, sorry, flaps 3. Idle reverse, vacate the runway to the left using auto brake low, and we've got a stop margin of about 1,000 meters. Hotspots for taxiing is going to be the crossing of runway 07 center, and that's really it. Speed, vertical speed. Now we can start slowing down. Alright, so yeah, hotspots crossing of runway 07 center. I've got nothing special, I've got nothing non-standard, and that's it. Any questions? Nope. Beautiful, so that's our approach briefing completed. Engine anti-ice on. Engine anti-ice is on. Liebe Fluggäste aus dem Cockpit, noch einmal Ihr Kapitän.
439er, heavy descent, flight level 050, turn right heading 130.
Descending 5,000 feet, right heading 130, Lufthansa 439er. Alright, set QNH. Of course, that is definitely not a flight level. Triple 9. Okay, QNH 999, cross-check, passing 10,500 now. Checked. Alright, then let's quickly say goodbye to our passengers. Liebe Fluggäste, aus dem Cockpit noch einmal Ihr Kapitän. Wir haben jetzt den Anflug nach Frankfurt begonnen, noch etwa 10 Minuten Flugzeit übrig. Weiter in Frankfurt, leichte Schneefälle und die Temperatur jetzt bei 1 Grad.
Lufthansa 439er, heavy, proceed direct Delta Foxtrot 670, descend altitude 4,000 feet. QNH 909er 8,
Until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 7 right approach. Speed below 220 knots until established.
Lufthansa 439er Heavy, direct Delta Foxtrot 670, descending 4000 on QNH 998. Speed 220 until established, cleared ILS approach 07 right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach.
Okay, now they're doing so many
Turn off
PAs,
all
I don't
electronic
care any
devices and stop them
longer.
until we arrive at the gate.
Activate approach
Ensure your
phase.
tray tables are put away.
Let's
your
help it a
seats are in
bit
their
getting
full
down.
upright position, and your seat belts are fastened. The weather
And then
indicator
they can
is
do the
currently
PAs.
1 degree
I won't
Celsius
bother.
with a few clouds at 400 feet.
Alright, so lights, signs, and EFIS, LS.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Okay. And we got GPS primary, engine start selector norm. That's looking good so far. So it looks like we can just about maintain those 220 knots. We'll reach 4000 just prior to the Fox 660. That is perfect. Alright. That is looking really good so far. Then let's do the approach checklist, please. Barrel ref, QNH 988, seatbelts on, minimum. Barrel 530, auto brakes low, engine start selector norm. Approach checklist complete. Okay, clear for the approach. However, we are rather high at the moment, so I'm not going to arm the approach mode yet, but we can already arm the localizer mode. Lock blue. Well, 1700 high on profile. No, not a problem at all. That's one of the things for which I like the A330 so much. The thing is a complete glider, but the moment that you extend the speed brake, it turns into a brick. Contrary to certain Boeing aircraft, think 737, where the thing glides as well, but the speed brake is useless. Except for a little massage of your back or something the likes. Okay, so we're 6,500 out. That means about 20 miles. Yep, just below the glide slope, so that indication is actually correct down there. Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2, glide slope blue. So, 220 until established is going to be, let's say, dynamic. So, knowing say intentions, the tower is probably going to be 1365. And that's 1,000 to go. Speed, vertical speed. Flaps 1. Speed check.
China Southern 407, contact Frankfurt
Flaps
Tower
1.
on 136.5.
So let's do typical Frankfurt, 170 until 5 miles. Here's what I meant earlier on. 1,000 feet a minute, barely losing any speed.
Contact Frankfurt Tower on 118.78 when established.
118.78, Lufthansa 439er, bye-bye. That's a surprise, they changed the frequency, and 118.78 is actually correct. All-star, Lockstar. Frankfurt Tower, Lufthansa 439er Heavy, established ILS 07 right.
Lufthansa 439er Heavy, Frankfurt Tower, Gute Lufthansa 439er Heavy, roger, continue approach runway 07 right.
Either one of the two would have done the job, but not both at the same time. Lock. Flaps 2. Speed checked. Flaps 2. So this is really what a typical Frankfurt approach would look like, except that they would probably have kept us fast a little bit longer.
Lufthansa 66 kilo, hold short of runway 25 left.
But here we go, 170 knots when establishing on the final. Until 5 DME is normally what you get. So, what does the weather in the missed approach look like? Mostly green. I mean, the other side isn't any better, so I'm not going to bother with it. Last stop stop. Go around altitude 5000 set. Glide slope. What is that guy doing down here? He's definitely not supposed to be there. And that would probably turn into a TCAS array.
Lufthansa 66 kilo, hold short of runway 25 left. Lufthansa 66 kilo.
Alright then, ground is going to be 121.805, I think. They use slightly different frequencies at same tensions than they do in the real world. In the real world it would be 121, well, depending on whether they get 855 or 9055.
Lufthansa 439er heavy, wind 020 at 6, runway 7 right, cleared to land.
Runway 07 right, clear to land. Lufthansa 439er heavy. Gear down. And wing anti-ice on.
Lufthansa 66 kilo, hold short of runway 25 left.
Alright, flaps 3. Speed checks. Flaps 3. So, manage speed. Cabin crew should definitely be seated by now. And now they are. Okay. I'll better not ask what that guy is down there. We'll just ignore him. Landing checklist. Econ memo, landing no blue, landing checklist complete. Well then. Let's go manual. Cat 1.
Lufthansa 66 kilo, hold short of runway 25 left. 5 left, Lufthansa 66 kilo.
So we should need about 47% N1. Approach lights in sight.
Approaching 07 right.
Checked. The pitch is pretty spot on.
Lufthansa
The thrust,
Foxtrot Lima, hold short of
yeah, it's
runway 7
okay.
center. Holding short of runway 7
So overall pitch power figures are acceptable.
Lufthansa 66 kilo, hold short of runway 25 left. 500. Holding short of runway 25 left, Lufthansa 66 kilo.
Wipers on. Land. Checked. Continue, and speed is checked, correcting.
Lufthansa 8 Foxtrot Lima, hold short of runway 7 center.
Why are my reversers not working? Okay, spoilers, no reverse, decel. Where's that guy coming from? Come on, go away with your 777.
China Southern 407
Manual brakes.
ground on 121.805.
We'll pretend that guy hasn't been there, huh?
Ground, China Southern 407.
Okay, and that's exactly 9 hours on the clock.
439er, welcome to Frankfurt. Contact ground on 121.805.
121.805, Lufthansa 439er.
Frankfurt is home to the largest financial district in Germany and is often...
Frankfurt apron, Lufthansa 439er heavy.
Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position. On behalf of Captain Emmanuel, First Officer, and the entire crew, we wish you a pleasant stay here. The local time is 8:35
Lufthansa
a.m.
439er,
For
Frankfurt
those with
ground,
connections,
taxi to
please
stand
note the following
157 via
details.
Mike. Mike
Flight
14,
LH
hold short of
420
runway 25 center,
departing at
then
9:15
Lima 9er, Lima, November 8, November.
And flight LH 635 to Berlin. Depart...
Lufthansa 439er, taxi Mike, Mike 14, hold short 25 center, Lima, November 8, November, and say again the stand. So that is rare that you actually get to cross in Mike 14. They don't usually do that in the real world. But I'm definitely not going to complain. Oh, 777 coming from the left. But he's stopping, okay. Okay, so Mike 14 is this one over here. There it's written as well. So we're here, Mike 14, Lima 9er, but let's request something over here, like Alpha 21. Lufthansa 439er, request taxi to gate Alpha 21. Okay, so hold short 07 center.
Lufthansa 439er, taxi to Terminal 1 gate. A21 via Mike 14, hold short of runway 25 center, then Lima 9er, November 5. Good day.
Mike 14, Lima 9er, November 5, gate Alpha 21, holding short runway 07 center, Lufthansa 439er. So one departure over there. Lufthansa 439er, request crossing runway 07 center.
Lufthansa 439er, hold short of runway 25 center, Airbus A320 on the runway.
Whatever.
Lufthansa 439er, cross runway 07 center
Here we
approved.
Crossing runway 07 center approved, Lufthansa 439er. Alpha 21 apparently too small. I don't really believe that, but okay, I don't care. Let's take Alpha 23. And we should be parking next to the 747 over there. Alright, we are clear on the left, clear on the right. The weather is really not that good, so I am going to keep both engines running here. Ocean 11.
Ocean 11.
Going to Las Vegas. Alright, so we'll just be removing those AI aircraft here. Here we go. And now our stand is free. So, lights off. Then here's our gate, Alpha 23. Okay, A330 300 is on the guidance system. And here we are. Okay, parking brake is set, APU is available, just waiting for APU bleed to come on. And here we go, APU bleeds. Cabin crew, all doors in park. Alright, welcome to Frankfurt. Let's shut her down. You can already go for deboarding, please. Thank you. Doors are disarmed. And parking checklist. So, parking record trucks, brake set, engines off, fuel pumps off, parking checklist complete. My friends, welcome to Frankfurt. 9 hours flight time in the Airbus A330. Let me know if you like this one. As always, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video so that I know how to improve these channels. But for now, I would like to thank you very much. As always, like, comment and subscribe. We have that part. And if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.